woke up about, I don't know, not even 15 minutes ago, but I was in very deep sleep. Note to self, tonight when I go to bed, turn it to do not disturb. I was excited though, as my little ones were calling. And I missed them yet. I tried to call them yesterday, but we didn't get to talk. So I was excited to have them calling this morning. However, I was in really deep sleep and was up past probably 1 o'clock last night. Didn't get home from work till, I don't know, got home at like 12:30 last night, and then I did my Bible reading. I'm sure I didn't get to bed till past 1, so I could have used a little more sleep. But I was excited to chat with my little ones for a little bit. Good morning, Narinder. Good morning. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. Excuse me, I'm kind of getting dressed here. I figure it's Sunday morning. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I had a few pretty simple goals today. It's my first day off of work. I worked last Sunday and every day since, and so it's my first day off of work, and I worked the last 7 days. I've been working the last few Sundays early and haven't been able to go to church. So one of my goals today is to go to church this morning, and it is 8:32, and one of the church services is at 8:30, so I probably missed that one, unless I'd be really late, and but I'm planning to go to the 10:30, so for those that are watching out there, even if we have an awesome conversation going, make sure I get off the phone at 10 or so, because I'd feel good going to church. I think there's some Christmas church services coming up in the next few days. I don't know what the service will be like today. I assume they have one. I guess I wasn't here last Christmas. I wouldn't know. At my old church in Naperville, Illinois, they had a real cool, almost a concert. And they had just did a great job with the music. It made it even bigger than normal, but it was usually pretty cool. So I want to go today, I guess is what I'm saying. It's a great start to my Sunday. Gonna light my candle. I hear the coffee is almost done, as you can hear in the background. Am I born again? I don't know that I'm born again. It's interesting because I wouldn't even know if I'd call myself a Christian. And although I go to a Christian church, I read the Bible, I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am. I'll tell you what, without faith and a belief system, I'd be screwed. So does that count as born again? Does that make me born again? I don't really know. Am I a holy roller? That's what I would have called myself 20 years ago, what I am today. Although I'm not really a holy roller, because I'm not running around with a Bible going, hey, Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins. I'm just kind of being me. I have various messages of faith. I honestly think I probably get more people interested in Christianity or going to church or faith than most of the Christians that I knew that ran around and said, hey, Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins. We got a Bible study on Sunday. Do you want to come? And I'd go, no, I don't. Give me a more positive message. I might be interested. They stick to it, though. what turned me to faith is going probably with a girl. It was probably a hard time, and they kept putting up passages about giving your fear to God. And, if you listen to it or listen to the sermons a lot of times, it sounds like a lot of people go through some of the same mental turbulence that I was going through. And I think that really appealed to me. I felt pretty alone with my thoughts and alone maybe in life. And the church that I went to kind of connected with me somehow and showed me I wasn't alone, and got me feeling a whole heck of a lot better. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy. And this is Coffee with Ken. It is I just put somebody in timeout because he was one of those dudes. It's such a turnoff. Was one of those dudes that runs around with the Bible and would tell me that Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins. And he wouldn't shut up. Hey, Ryan, if you're still watching, shut the hell up. God, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. He's saying he's right and I'm wrong. And I got to do it his way. And it's so annoying. My gosh. Don't ever come back to my show. I don't care that you call yourself a Christian or you have a Bible or you go to church. Ryan, whatever your name is, I don't ever want you back on my show because I think you're a loser. Get off my show. Gosh, I'm sick of that. I am so sick of the holier than thou, I'm right and you're wrong message. Holy smokes. It's disgusting and it's repulsive and it turns people off faith. I promise you it does. Get off my show. Gosh. So anyway, good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Sunday morning. It is 8:38. It is December 21st. Happy Sunday. This is a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking. It is a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life, kind of sharing the challenges, the feelings, the thoughts, the emotions, the passion of one man's life. But for those that have been watching a while, you know it is not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. So with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee now poured in my hands. And I am so excited to have my first sip. At this, for me, relatively late hour. And my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Where do I want to sit? Let's sit right here. let us sit right here. Let me put my coffee down. Let me bring my candle over. And let me get a nice cup of water. Do I like chai? I do not know what chai is. I don't know what chai is. It's not Friday. No, it is not Friday. It is not Friday. It's Sunday morning. Didn't I put that? Well, you like chai. Well, that's cool. Hope you enjoy your chai. I don't even know what chai is. I know there's chai tea. I know there's chai tea. Not a tea drinker. You guys, you don't need to make assumptions. You know, you guys are almost kind of, I mean, because I'm drinking a cup of coffee, I don't know. Maybe it's my fault for having this dumb show and waking up every morning and allowing you guys to ask questions that kind of annoy me sometimes. It's probably my fault. I was woken just minutes ago. I don't know. I drink tea too, but I like coffee most. Any tips to be productive? Get started today. Don't wait till tomorrow. What do you want to be productive at? I'd be curious about that. Good morning, Miss Butterlove. Well, thank you. What are you not productive with, Mary? How are you? How are you? I'm gonna have another sip because I took a very little sip because I was standing up. I could have fallen over. So I want to, now that I'm sitting, I'm gonna take another sip. My rose bush. Oh, my rose bush. Do you guys want to see what my rose bush looks like? Somebody says I seem very positive today. I called a guy a loser already. I think I'm always fairly positive. I mean, I'm content. I've got a positive vibe, a positive energy. I just didn't feel like being lectured about Christianity from a dude. See, and you could say I'm lecturing you about Christianity, but you could also turn off. And I have the power to mute and remove. Oh, it was early. It was right out of the bat. He wasn't satisfied that I wouldn't call myself born again. So what I was doing is just community, and he's doing it right. Thank you, Miss Butterlove. I never did say what kind of coffee. Well, I was all frustrated. I got my panties in a bunch. Ooh, biscuits and gravy are so good. Somebody said biscuits and gravy. That might be one of my favorite things. If I go to breakfast and want a perfect thing, I might get an omelet with cheese and ham and mushroom, but I would love it. There's like two of us and we get like a side order of biscuits and gravy and have a little bit each. I could probably just eat with a spoon a big vat of gravy. Good morning, Chromatics. How are you? What does right out of the bat mean? I don't know. Right off the bat? I think the expression's right off the bat. And right off the bat means right at the beginning, at the very start. I don't know why it means that. I assume it means something to do with the bat of baseball. Yeah, I don't know where the expression came from. But, yeah. I look like Mr. Clean. Rebecca, are you wondering what biscuits and gravy is? They're biscuits, which to me are generally kind of worthless clumps of dough. Some people, generally, I find women like carbs more than men do. So I'll say that. But they're kind of, I don't know how you make them, but they're kind of dry, relatively uninteresting clumps of dough. But the key is this delicious sausage gravy that's filled with probably horrific things for your arteries, but tasty things for your tummy. James D likes turtles. All right. Rebecca, you don't have biscuits and gravy down there in Australia? It seems like, do they have them in Britain? Biscuits themselves, but biscuits in Britain are cookies. Oh. Hello, Lily, how are you? We don't do biscuits and gravy in Canada? All right. I would have thought Canada would have biscuits and gravy. I'm up here by Canada. And it's just an American thing. All right. Well, you guys all over the world are missing out. You're missing out. Somebody post a recipe. That would be a great live show if I made up biscuits and gravy for my audience to explain to the poor people around the world how to make biscuits and gravy. But the problem is, I don't have any idea how to make gravy. I would assume, I bet you Julie Flanagan can make some gravy. I wonder if Schliebel can make gravy. Southern white gravy on crispy biscuits. Not a Southerner, but they are absolutely delicious. Yeah, aren't they delicious? Yeah, you Brits call cookies biscuits. We just have scones or muffins. Yeah, a scone is a good idea. I don't know why anyone orders like scones at Starbucks. They look so dry and lame. Please do a cooking segment learning. It could be fun. It could be funny. But I don't know how to cook. I know how to survive and make enough to survive. Oh. You'll teach me how to make gravy. And you say no innuendo? Is teaching me how to make gravy an innuendo for something? Hold on, okay, well, I'll read the recipe. All right, somebody's posting the recipe. What you do, if you want to make some good biscuits, well, the biscuits probably won't be part of this. I don't know how you make biscuits either, but what you do is you take ground pork sausage that has pepper and sage in it, pan fry it to crumbles, and pour off the grease. You add flour and you cook it until it becomes a paste. Then you add some milk to thin it out so it's like gravy. I could do that. That's not too hard. Instant gravy. Not on instant gravy. I need a cool light up sign. Coffee with Ken on the wall. Well, that's only, okay. I think I'm spoiling you guys with this angle. Let's do this instead. It doesn't light up, but how's this for a sign? It's more than just a sign. It's a painting by a will be one day world famous artiste. Let's try over here. Is there any advantage to this view? There's really no advantage to this view outside of I get to look at the fireplace, and I get a nice view, and you don't have a nice view. So maybe this isn't fair. Wait, you love this view, Julie Flanagan? Or you love the painting? All right, well, I'm not sure what Julie loves, but we're going to go with this for a little bit. Your recipe got caught up, but once it is thin to gravy consistency, add a little butter, salt, and extra pepper to taste. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it would be hard to make. I don't think it would be hard to make gravy. It's not, but it's delicious. I got a cast iron skillet over there. The only thing that bummed me off your recipe is that I wouldn't pour the grease out of the biscuits and gravy or out of the sausage. That bummed me out when you were pouring the grease out. It's probably the way to do it. I believe you. But I was surprised you're pouring the grease out. I thought the grease is what made the biscuits and gravy so tasty. Oh, yeah, I was a little disappointed by that part. I was wondering, what are you going to do with all that delicious grease? So it's Sunday morning. It is 8:51. This person's been up all night, but you think you're just going to give up and go and get some coffee to turn on your TV fireplace. Well, you should. And then why don't you go live here on YouTube? Do you need a certain number of viewers to go live on YouTube? I wonder. I remember on TikTok, I think you needed 1,000 viewers. And I thought, what a glorious day. I tried to go to live to like 3 people. Nobody tuned in. But it didn't let me go live. Let's see. Good morning, Schlieve. I was just asking about you, Schlieve. Yeah. Hey, Schlieve, do you make... I don't know if you know how to cook at all, Schlieve. But do you know how to make gravy? Like biscuits and gravy? And Julie Flanagan, and the only reason I'm asking you two ladies, A, I'm being probably a little sexist because you're women, so I think you might cook more than a Wisconsin viewer. Plus, I've met you both. And I kind of know where you both live-ish. So if you said yes, I'm brewing up a huge vat, and I would want it to be in a vat, the amount of gravy that you would have, and I'd bring like a straw and suck it. Gravy will make you large. There's no doubt about it. Gravy will make you large. But you know what will... you don't cook. All right. Schlieve, how about you? Okay, so you're saying you do retain quite a bit of the grease, but it's a matter of taste how much. Okay, so it's not totally out of the eye. So I wasn't wrong that when I thought the gravy with the grease tastes good. Your husband does all the cooking. If not for him, Schlieve might be one of the funniest people I know. She'd have the diet of a frat boy. Does your husband know how to... Okay, well, let's go to the second layer. Schlieve, does your husband know how to make gravy? Like biscuits and gravy? And Julie? Does Steve know? I bet you Steve knows how to make gravy. Steve could take care of me. Good morning, Jim Rat. Hello, Cactor Queen. What an absolutely glorious audience we have on this Sunday. We do. We do. We haven't even needed anybody cheering it on, and we already have 20 glorious people. But alas, it can't be a 3-hour Coffee with Ken marathon because I'm going to church at 10:30. I think I will. I stayed up so late I couldn't get sleep in. You've just been laying here trying to get something. Let's see. Hold on. Trying to get sleepy. Well, where are you? Your first enemy last name? Somebody likes to make a breakfast pizza and you use gravy as the first pizza sauce. Well, that sounds tasty. How was my morning? It's just getting started. Will I go to the gym today? Well, I was planning on it. But I need to go. I get to go to church today at 10:30. So for me to go to the gym, in a perfect world, I would have woken up early, done my show, and it's hard to do my show, go to the gym, and make it to church. I guess that's what I'm looking at. So I could go to the gym after church, and maybe I could just see how I feel and not make that decision just yet. How's that sound? And if I don't go to the gym, that's okay. Let's see. Somebody wish these live streams did offer a little synopsis of history somewhere on the screen so I know who you are and why you're having coffee with us. Well, you've been up all night. You're a little frustrated. My name's Ken Tracy. Why am I having coffee with you? I don't know. Because I started to 6 years ago and people started watching. And I talk about all sorts of things on my show that I think are really important. And I have people reaching out and saying, hey, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for talking about sobriety, about faith, about this or about that. It means the world to me. So it kind of feels good. It's a fun way to start my day. Yeah, it'd be nice if there was a synopsis, but then I wouldn't get to tell my glorious story about why I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. Jim Rat went to the gym for both of us this morning. All right, I'm skipping a bunch of your questions. I apologize to anybody I met. Yeah, I live in Appleton, Wisconsin. Ken is a good man, very polite. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think a little bit this show gives me the freedom to say kind of whatever the hell I want. And I think a lot of me is kind of a bubbly, outgoing, fun person. I don't like to take a whole lot of BS. I just don't. So I think as a realtor, which I did for a long, long time, you'd have to just kind of learn to smile and go, okay, yeah, so when are you folks planning on moving? And I don't like doing that. Oh, well, sad man, you guys are making me blush. Can I skip your question? Well, sure. I guess since you asked me if I could skip your question, I shouldn't even read it. You are from St. Louis. Person from St. Louis, your name is too long. Good evening, Miss Dimple. Tony knew I was rich. I mean, I'm able to pay my bills with only a bit of stress and mostly consistency. I'm not working for 2 weeks. This is my first day off, and I'm not scheduled, I don't think, for 2 weeks. You check back in, ask me how rich I am. In 2 weeks, I'll be shaking a can on the corner. Good morning, Timothy. Okay, that guy that says he's from St. Louis. I might be moving to central Illinois. Are you actually in St. Louis? Are you on the Missouri side? Or do you live, I don't know, in Godfrey, Illinois or something like that? What's the topic here, sir? We don't do that. This is not what this is. This is a show about a guy drinking coffee who likes to talk about a variety of topics. I don't want to, look, if you want to talk sobriety or mental health or the stock market or real estate or substitute teaching or living in your car, I have thoughts on them all. So why limit myself? It's kind of funny that if this was Sobriety Ken, and I only talked and gave you guys lessons about sobriety as if I have these great chunks of knowledge, but if I espoused, that's the right word, my thoughts on sobriety every day, I'd probably have a huge audience, because anybody that is trying to not drink a beer today would tune in and go, how does he do it? Do I like yoga? Yes, I do. Did I play sports back in the day? I played all sorts of sports. I wasn't good at baseball or basketball. I don't have great hand coordination. I don't have like nimble little fingers. But I was good at football. I was pretty fast. I could throw a football really well. I could kick the ball pretty well. I was good at running cross country and track. Fourth Sunday of Advent, is that? I missed the first three. I did not celebrate the first three. What would my recommendation be to have money as a substitute teacher? I haven't figured that out yet. For anyone that doesn't know, I started substitute teaching here in Wisconsin, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago or 6-7 weeks ago. It was just before Thanksgiving. I've only done it 7 times. I think the pay, if anyone's wondering, you probably are wondering. I tell you this. Why you watch my show is because I tell you the things. I tell you how it is. I don't go, well, you do fairly okay. You make, as a substitute teacher in this area, about $140 a day. I'll say it again, $140 a day. It's not a lot of money. It's not enough to provide for a family, but it's sure nice for me, who came up to Wisconsin, has been working as a bartender and a waiter, to A, get some additional money, but B, more importantly, to feel like I'm doing something that really matters and something that feels good, and connecting with all these young people just starting off on their adventure as they head off into, they get started with life and making a difference. Do I do this every morning? Pretty much every morning. I'm not on specific days. You thought about moving there, but you're down in St. Louis again. Are you in Missouri? You're in between jobs, waiting some years as a sub teacher. All right. Do I participate in yoga or Pilates? I've never participated in Pilates, but I've practiced yoga. How do I cope financially as a sub? Well, I kind of just explained it. I was a bartender last night till midnight. Okay, Scott Baran was a meth addict 7 years ago. Homeless too, but thanks to God, you've been clean and sober for 7 years and have a place to live. God be praised. Way to go, Scott Baran. Praise God, but also throw a little praise your way, Scott. I mean, you do you, but I'm throwing some praise your way. Because, yeah, God will sure help, but you do some of the lifting as well. Good for you. How about those Bears? Yeah, they won last night. I was at the bar. I don't know if you guys watched the game. Most of you probably didn't watch the game. Sorry, Julie Flanagan. I wasn't going to bring it up. But I was at the bar. I was working my little butt off. And right at the end, and by the way, I'm at a bar that is within 10 miles of Lambeau Field in the heart of Green Bay. And the Bears were losing the whole game. And something happened, and they had the ball and were driving with time running out in the fourth quarter, and they were down by a touchdown or 7 points. And they got a touchdown right as the clock wound down, and I let out a, yeah! Somebody in the crowd told me I was fired. I said, please do me the favor. Did I visit before here in the Philippines? No. So the Bears ended up winning. I tell you what, I wasn't even gloating to the people there. They were probably surprised. The Packers beat the Bears too often. For it to be a good rivalry, the Bears have to win every once in a while. The Packers need to be humbled a little bit. They beat the Bears every year, twice. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. For it even to be fun, the Bears got to win sometimes. Last night was one of those times. Let's skip to the end. I apologize. I'm jumping through a lot of questions. Good morning. Deep breaths. Yes. Let's see. Well, Scott's given a story. I'm sorry, Scott. I skipped through a lot of your story. You decided one day, broken homeless, to check into treatment and recovery. You've been sober ever since. Way to go, Scott. And I think you said you're a meth addict. I hear that's like the devil. Way to go. You still suffer from psychosis a little bit. Your brain is healing though. Well, okay. Was the psychosis due to your drug use or abuse? Rebecca, don't feel silly about not knowing what sport I'm talking about. We're talking about American football. It's kind of like rugby. Yeah, American football. You've probably seen it somewhere. It's a drug-induced psychosis. Huh. Like, what does psychosis really mean? Obviously, it's something with your mind being messed up, but I don't know, like, how it manifests itself with you. Like, are you still paranoid? Are you still delusional that you love my show so much? Maybe that could be my niche. You see faces and hear voices. Huh. Do you have a history of like schizophrenia in your family by chance, Scott? Schlevel said, meth made you angry, paranoid, and violent. Glad to be free of it. But yeah, Scott, when you say you hear voices and see faces, any chance that's like schizophrenia? No family history of it. I had an uncle that was severely schizophrenic. And I don't know, you don't really hear about that anymore. And maybe schizophrenia has been broken up into various mental health issues. But he certainly saw things and heard things. But either way, Scott, I appreciate the strength you show on this show and the positivity and the distance you've come. So I wonder if, because yeah, my parents used to talk about my uncle and say, I wonder if there's such a thing, and Julie, you might know. Sorry, Julie, I'm not, no real reason, but I consider you a wise person. Is there like drug-induced schizophrenia? You see a counselor therapist, okay. Well, way to go. It's hard not to be a little inspired by somebody that is dealing with demons and still fighting a good fight. Hello, Bob Ballard. Rebecca, you have those symptoms as well? Oh, no, you don't, but you're just saying a schizoaffective disorder. That's kind of what I was wondering, because you just said, like, I don't know, we've come up with, I think when I was little, we didn't have a million different disorders. We had, pardon it, crazy or not crazy. And I've talked about this. We all kind of fall on the crazy spectrum a little bit, and how far down we are around that spectrum we are. Okay, Cactus says schizophrenia has been renamed and broken up into different disorders, and there is a drug-induced schizophrenia. To my knowledge, it's usually with those predisposed to the condition. Thank you, Cactus Queen. Yeah, I think they would say that about my uncle, that he had some drug-induced schizophrenia, but he was the most what we would describe as crazy human I've known. He wasn't a little crazy, or like your ex-wife or ex-husband was crazy. Yeah. I'm gonna get a little more coffee. My Uncle John, if anyone's wondering. Oh. It's kind of interesting. My dad had two brothers, and my dad's old, he's 85, but he's lost them both in the last, I don't know, 10 years or 8 years. And I wonder how he feels about that. But I think about me, I'm much younger, and I've lost 2/3 of my siblings in the last few years. Again, it's interesting aging. It has some of those hearing voices, seeing things in bipolar. That's how I'd explain what you said. Oh. I'm gonna go get a little more coffee. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna be me. Who else can I be? Everyone else is taken. I like that expression. Rebecca's asking you some questions. I'll let you answer them if you want, Scott, if you're okay. You gave your synopsis of your story, so I assume you might feel good for you to share. If you don't mind, Rebecca wants to know if it was drug-induced psychosis. Did losing my other siblings bring me and my remaining sibling closer? Not really. We always had, talk about my Uncle John being crazy. I think we had a volatile, crazy family a little bit. I think we're all sorting out things a little bit right now. The people I talk most about that were impacted by it and we were all impacted in different ways. I'm sure my dad losing his son and his daughter, especially the way he lost them, has greatly impacted him. But my biggest concern, if you will, is my nieces and nephews that lost their dad and their mom at way too young of an age. I was actually just chatting with one of my nephews. He was asking me, "How's the job market?" And I'm going, "Oh, I had the first real estate broker I worked under used to hammer home that there is no good or bad market. The market's the market, and you just got to price your home the right way, and it'll sell." And I was kind of feeling that with my nephew who reached out last night, although I thought it was sweet he reached out. He asked, "How's the job market?" And he was wondering if it's frozen. And he hasn't seen any, really jobs available. And I was going, well, I mean, do you really want a job? What are you doing to get one? How bad do you want it? What do you want to do? Because I certainly see jobs available, and I applied to 5 different jobs yesterday. It was fun. It was exciting, because I might move somewhere in central Illinois. I don't even know where. I'll tell you what, I struggle between terror, because I have a home, and I have 3 jobs, and I have a little bit of a life. I have a church and a gym. But I have an opportunity to get closer to my little ones, and that's pretty awesome. But I will have to reinvent a life in central Illinois to make it happen. And while doing a little research, I'm looking at various towns in Decatur and Springfield and Champaign and whatever, and little towns around them all, checking out home prices and jobs available, and wondering if that'd be neat, or if I would live in that home, or do you want to buy or rent? And I can't buy, but still, I was a realtor. The thought of buying is exciting, although it would be really dumb for me to buy, even if I had the money now, because my situation is in such flux, and I don't know what tomorrow holds. Would they be able to visit you or just take them places? I don't know what you mean. Tony suggests I live in my car and save for my house. I don't even really want a house. And I don't really want to live in my car again if I can avoid it. I like taking hot baths way too much. Well, I lost my sister to natural causes, not my brother. Unless you really want to open up what natural causes is and open it up to mental stuff. What kind of coffee do I recommend? I recommend whatever coffee makes you happy and you have. But I'm drinking the Starbucks Sumatra right now. In a perfect world, I'd have big bags of pumpkin spice, but I do not. So I'm kind of hoarding my last pot of that. No need to hoard. Light that candle. Do you have a candle in your life that your house would be a little warmer if it was lit, but you're kind of saving it for some reason? I know I do that. So that's why I light a candle every morning. Again, I'm drinking the Starbucks Sumatra. And again, you down in St. Louis, do you know like Godfrey and Alton and Edwardsville and those towns on the Illinois side? I used to know people from there, that area. I mean, I still know people from that area, but they don't live there anymore. That'd be a little too far for me to move, but I hear Edwardsville's a cool town. You've been to Carbondale, very pretty area. Carbondale is pretty. Yeah, Carbondale is pretty. That's why I've been there a few times. I had some friends go to Southern Illinois University, but it's hilly and got cliffs and climbing areas. It is pretty, but it's south of where I'd want to go. Narinder has a candle that smells divine. You can't find the same one anymore, so I light it now and again for 5 minutes. Well, Narinder, I'd tell you to light that candle and enjoy I know what you're doing and I understand why you're doing it. You're hoarding it. You're hoarding all those good scents, smells, and odors for another day. For me, again, you do you. I know I do that too. I'm doing it with a pumpkin spice, but light that candle, Narinder. Oh, yeah. Just love on that candle, Narinder. Let it all go. Oh, Schlevel Knievel's feeling a little spicy this morning. When Schlevel feels naughty, she gets out she asks her husband if they should get out the wax warmer. Sorry, Schlevel. You're a candle hoarder too. Yeah, no, I've been saying light that candle. My first mother-in-law, yeah, she had all these candles, but she'd never want to light them because she was saving them. And that's not the point of candles. We do that so often in so many ways. We save things. Like, okay, even this purple sweatshirt, I bought it a few weeks ago. It's nothing fancy or anything, but I kind of like the color. And I wear it a lot when I'm substitute teaching. And I honestly, I didn't shower this morning, but I want to go to church and look reasonably presentable. So I thought, should I put this on or should I not? You know, I want it to still be new, and I haven't showered. Would I be wasting a wear if I put it on? So I said, what the heck? Let's put it on. I like that color. The church hasn't seen me in this spectacular purple. St. Louis is politically divided. Politically divided. Huh. Like Wisconsin, there's people that wear pride flags and there's gun-toting, camouflage-wearing hunters, but they seem to get along. Here in Wisconsin, they do it well. Am I going to check out the ladies at church? Well, I notice most things. I check out everything. I see little kids running. I see candy canes. I see hunters in camouflage, and I notice women too. I'm an observant son of a gun. You have a short fuse. What can you do for patience? Do you really want to be patient? Do you enjoy who you are with a short fuse? Oh, that's so nice. That is so nice. So it's Sunday morning. I don't really know what else I have to say to you. I almost could have cut this show short, made it to the gym, made it to church for 10:30. I mean, almost if I wanted to sprint and get a quick workout, I could. But I don't want to sprint and get a quick workout. Yeah, your first name, you've had candles that you haven't. We all do. And that's why I think the candle's the perfect metaphor for life. Because we save them. I don't save them. I mean, I could like two, but I don't need to burn two really. I think the one you don't get twice as much joy out of two as you do out of one. Just that warm glow and that flicker and a slight aroma filling your room is really nice. You've been to Springfield and years ago to Chicago. Like it's weird having all the choice in the world. I could move to Springfield. Although I was panicked about it yesterday and somebody told me to slow down and I thought that was really good advice. I was getting stressed out thinking I had to move yesterday to a new place that I didn't know and get a new job that I didn't know existed, and that everything was going to collapse here in Appleton if I didn't move very quickly. But I don't know, I ended up having a great day, and it was fun because, I wasn't limited to exact areas, and I was looking up homes in various towns and jobs in all sorts of towns and wondering if this would work. And again, you can look at life through a anxious lens where everything is scary, or you can look at life through a hopeful or excited, from an excited viewpoint, and be excited about the unknown, or you can be terrified about the unknown. Let's see. You're up. I'm so glad you slowed down my decision. Well, it feels good, slowing down the decision. You would love a new town and to get out of your hood. How much would you love it? All we control is our attitude and our effort. Well, way to go, David Mitchell. I think I could get myself another cup of coffee. And for fun, we can flip this way. Isn't that fun? Aren't we? What if I sat down here at the end? Hey there, maybe I will. Is there room here? Is there room at the end of my table? It's a very narrow table. That might be fun. I wonder if I moved, would I bring this table with me? I probably would. I certainly wouldn't bring the dresser with me. Hey, feels like, all right, tell me a little bit about yourself. Why do you think you'd be a good match for my company? Next time an interviewer asks why you'd be a good match, go, hell if I know. I don't even know if I want to work for your damn company. Shove it up your arse. What? Did I say that? I was even talking to myself. No, that's not a good strategy, but something along the line is, let's see. Oh, David Mitchell from Dubai. That's who you are. That is who you are, David Mitchell from Dubai. Are you British or something like that, David Mitchell? I think you are. I think you are. I would love to go to Dubai. I don't know that I can afford just to pop on over there. I do have 2 weeks off. I don't know. And we looked up flights. They weren't that crazy expensive. You had me all excited about moving to Dubai. That would have been fun. Someone else said, I hope we can all take a couple precious moments to fully appreciate whatever we have. You'll treat me? What will you treat me to? What kind of food you have in Dubai? Show me the place. Oh yeah, I was in a British Indian fetish phase. Because Narinder was flirting with me. Narinder, one of my regular watchers, told me she's an Indian woman who's British. And I go, oh, what an intriguing combination to me. And he said, oh, there's a million of them over here in Dubai. You didn't say it, but I heard they're a dime a dozen. Then I'll take 16. So anyway, it's Sunday morning. I worked late last night. I came home, read my 2 chapters of the Bible, and went into a deep, deep sleep. Oh, there's Narinder again. She's throwing out a smiley face at me, but really it's a winky face or a heart love face, because she's just a big tease. Somebody said Bruce Willis. You know, we need that. We need that occasionally. That's it. Ken's going on holiday to Dubai. I mean, that would be a sure change of events. Right now, I'm looking at 2 weeks with I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Imagine having that all filled up. I'm losing weight fast. I'm fading away. I'm disappearing in front of your eyes. Male gigolo. I mean, I'm so far out of practice in the arts of the flesh. I would have to say, be patient with me. Or you don't have to pay me very much. Do I prefer tall women or short women? Historically, I've dated more short women. Short being like 5'4". That's not crazy short. I dated a girl that was 5 foot once. She might have even been like 4'11 and a half. She might have been rounding up. That was pretty short. Yeah, Stank loves all women. See, that's the problem. We all love all women. We did a show the other day where we focused on the crazy disparity in divorce rates between certain demographics. And I'll rehash it quickly. By far the highest group that divorce rate is amongst lesbian women, followed by straight couples, and the most successful marriages by far are amongst gay men. And it was hard for me to not theorize a little bit by those stats that women are paying such pains in the ass that even women don't like women. But the problem is, like Stink Nasty just said, he loves all women. We don't even care if they're nice or not. Oh, there's a girl to give me some attention. That's what men are like. We're such simple beasts. But you know what I mean, Stank Nasty? You said you love all women. And believe me, I was going to say that too. I'm not picky. I'll take any of them. Tall, short, doesn't really matter. They're good looking and they say hi to me. We don't even care if they're cool or this is the way I should be sitting. If they're cool or we get along with them or we have common values. Oh, woman. No wonder. They think they can get away with darn right anything. 9 out of 10 women haters are women. Yeah. Because the women at least will be open and honest about it. If a man says he hates women, he's a misogynist. Holy crap. A woman that hates women is just being honest. Hurry up and buy. I don't know what you're talking about. Isn't a neck. I don't know what the term neck means. Doesn't sound like it's a positive term. I'm kind of excited. Again, I haven't been able to go to church in 2 or 3 weeks. I've worked early in the morning every Sunday. You're looking at a guy who's living the life of Riley, who suddenly went from working 7 days in a row to having 2 weeks off. Wondering what I can do or what little I can do in the next 2 weeks. You like my fireplace? Well, thank you very much. I would recommend, I think my show helps people because I'm not perfect at all, but I've done enough things that I figured some things out. And I figured when you turn YouTube on to the fireplace, it really creates a lot of mood. David Mitchell, have a great one. I've also figured that if you light a candle, it also creates some nice ambiance. Taking a little note right here. There you go. Backstroke the seas, you can make it. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. So we're having a glorious audience today. How can you stop hating your children? All right. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of different people would give you a bunch of different advice. My first recommendation would be maybe be okay that you feel hatred towards your children right now. Maybe the fact that you're here admitting that you feel hatred towards your children is really the first step in getting over that, because you probably don't hate them. You're probably frustrated, annoyed, overwhelmed, sick of them. And those are all natural human feelings. I've been angry at my kids. I've been tired of messes. I've been mad at things I love, but it doesn't mean you really hate them. And you probably don't really hate them, but probably just saying that and being okay with it will do a lot for healing you from those feelings and the guilt you feel. Mike said, Knowing you can do whatever while getting paid is just enough to be grateful for. Well, Mike, first of all, I won't be getting paid over the next 2 weeks. I won't make a penny. Secondly, you need to find other things. I mean, you do whatever you want to do, but I think I need to be grateful for my candle, my fireplace, my plant, and the sunshiny day, and the fact that I get to go to church. Somebody wants me to visit them in Australia. Rebecca? I don't really have an interest in Australia. Again, I don't even know where that David Mitchell's from. Dubai. But that kind of intrigues me. Australia doesn't intrigue me. Sorry, Rebecca. I just don't, I'm guessing it's not that pretty of a country. Happy Sunday, Susan. I get a lot of Australian viewers. And I talk a lot about Australia, and I often say I don't even think it's probably that pretty. I'm guessing flat in the middle with some beautiful beaches. I think it'd be neat to go to Sydney or whatever. I think the cities would be nice and the beaches would be nice, but I don't really like beaches. Sydney would probably be cool, but it's probably just an international city with a lot of people that have a nice accent and are friendly. Oh, again, a glorious audience. If anybody is here and hasn't clicked thumbs up, please double tap the screen. It'd be fun for me. I'm going to wrap the show up within 20 minutes, so we still got a little time left. But it'd be fun for me if we got to 50 thumbs up by then. You thought I was a teacher. Well, I'm a substitute teacher. Substitute teachers do not get paid a salary. They get paid per day they work. So having 2 weeks off, again, I wish I wouldn't have 2 weeks off the substitute teaching. I think it's good. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss meeting all these kids. I connect with kids well. I'm kind of a big kid. I can talk about a variety of topics, and I think children like me. So I'm going to miss that experience over the next 2 weeks. I'll tell you what I won't miss at all is being a bartender or being a server. That just feels like maybe I know my time is ticking on those jobs at those places that I currently work. And I maybe mentally checked out and just look at them as paychecks now and don't look at them as saving the world or making my life better. Somebody said, can you ask me something? Just ask me. I might ignore you. But okay, you can ask me something. If it's real long, I'll probably skip it. South says your wife is a substitute teacher. What a great job for if you like kids and you like education, I'll tell you what, you can really make a big difference in people's lives. Well, you can't make your parents love you, and you can't chase your parents' dream. You asked me a long question, and I'm going to interpret it. You can't live your parents' dream, and you have to chase your own. And your parents probably don't hate you, and you can't make them love you even if they do. So feel confident in your own decisions and your own path, because, we're not put on this earth to live somebody else's dream or to follow somebody else's path. You got to follow your own. I'll tell you, it's always been that way. That's just not a current thing. My dad looked into medical school, and he ended up marrying my mom, and they had kids, obviously. And he never pursued medical school, and I think my grandmother
blame my mom for that. And my mom kind of always hated my grandmother. Hate's a strong word, as my mom would say, but certainly wasn't a big fan. And actually, my aunt, who also married into the family, wasn't super warm and fuzzy with her either. Is it an apple cinnamon? I think it is warm apple pie. It doesn't give off much scent. Am I a Christian? I don't even know if I like that term. I'm going to a Christian church and I read the Bible, and people say, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that." I'm doing what I want and what feels good and what's right for me. And I think having faith and talking to God and believing you're forgiven for your sins and trying to be the best person you can be every day and accepting your fallacies or your weaknesses uh, is where I'm at. Christian means believer of Jesus. Well, I'm somewhat aware, but I know a lot of Muslims that believe in Jesus too. Uh, I don't. Okay, well, the guy from St. Louis was talking about the finances of lesbian women and the finances of uh, gay men. I don't think their divorce rate has anything at all to do with finances. Captain, thank you so much for hopping on today. Hello, Mr. 10. How are you? Again, we have 41 thumbs up right now. I'm going to talk for about 14 more minutes. And then I'm going to brush my teeth, probably get a to-go coffee packed up, maybe put on my shoes and get to church a little bit early today. And that's my plan for the day. So if you would be so kind to double tap the screen to see if we, just for fun, if we can get up to 50 thumbs up, it'd be neat. If you're new here, my page grows a little bit every day. I have small ambitions for this show. I want to change the world and make the world a better place. And I do it one viewer at a time that just feels okay about themselves by watching my show, or feels a little more relaxed or a little more calm, or has a little more positivity, because I have a positive vibe. If I was rich, would I have stayed married? Money had nothing to do with it probably was stress, but no, I would not have been married because of money. Vermont says they double tapped the screen, but nothing happened. Well, I don't know. I think if you double tap the screen, you give me a thumbs up. I'm not totally sure, but I believe that. You think it's good advice to stop fighting the negative feelings? Yeah. But not have those negative feelings become who you are either. I struggled with fear and depression most of my life. But I think if you stop struggling a little bit, you can kind of put the fear or sadness over here and you go, okay, I'm feeling fearful, I'm feeling sad. That doesn't mean I'm a depressed human being. And it becomes less of who you are and just what you're going through. What if it gives me a thumbs down? I don't know that you can give me a thumbs down. Australia has colossal spiders. I would have no use for colossal spiders. Yeah, spiders creep me out. Your thoughts on the usher being asked to shave his beard? I don't really have any great thoughts about it. I mean, A, I don't like beards. B, I'd say, I would be a little bothered if I was the usher at that church and wanted to have a beard and was helping people out. But if, he doesn't look clean, the church can set its own rules, and he or you has the right or ability to leave that church if it bothers you. So it doesn't really faze me too much either way. Wait, somebody's would give it a clue. If double tapping your screen doesn't work, there's 3 dots at the top right corner. Tap on that and select like. Thank you, Rebecca Tilley. We've got 10 minutes to get 3 more likes. That shouldn't be hard. We have a glorious audience. Does not have the thumbs up or down icons. It seems the way on the live stream only. Well, my first enemy, there's 3 dots on the upper right of your screen. So push those 3 dots and click like. Oh, you subscribed instead. Isn't that fun? You can give me a like as well. You can do both. Turn up the fire. The fire is just about perfect. Plus, I've got some real flames flickering right here. You're going to miss me when I'm gone? We're only together another 10 minutes. Feel a little bad. My little ones FaceTimed me this morning, and I wasn't ready for them. I was, oh, hi, love you. Dad loves you. Hi, Augie. And I was probably not my best. Again, it's okay to feel bad, but don't carry that guilt with you. If I only had one wish, what would it be? Bro. I love that you added bro to the end of that question. I don't know that I would change. I couldn't even think of one. I don't have a wish for $1 million or a huge house or a beautiful wife. I was trying to think of a way to describe a presence of mind to always be grateful or appreciative of the blessings we have. But honestly, maybe part of it is the struggle to keep your mind in gratitude that makes it such a powerful tool. If we were always grateful, it might not have the same effect. But the fact that you can go, oh crap, I gotta go to work, or I'm late for this, or my wish I had different coffee, but then you can remind yourself, hey, be grateful for the coffee you have, the job you have, the home you have, the life you have, the sunshine out there. I think that's part of the beauty of gratitude. And if you had it all the time, maybe you'd take it for granted. So I don't know that I have any one wish at all. Maybe I'm living the perfect life. Peace in the parking lot when church is over. Well, it can be a little crowded. The nice thing for me is I have no schedule today and I'm not in a rush. So I will be able to get out of church and kind of sit there and sip some coffee and just kind of people watch and let the parking lot die down and then go happily on my way. Live with joy, true joy, not based in circumstances. It's one of my most used quotes. Learning to walk in joy despite your circumstances. What was the most embarrassing moment of my life? Oh, I don't know. I can't even think of the most embarrassing moment of my life. I think I'm not scarred by any moment of my life to remember it like that. Hello, Tomato. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to you. I'm gonna get a little more coffee because we still have 5 minutes to get together. And it could be hey, we got 52 thumbs up. You guys are awesome. If anyone would care to subscribe, please do. You're becoming part of a movement, a Coffee with Ken movement. I was just chuckling a little bit because there's a show called Coffee with Ken that I did not steal this from. That's trying to not copyright. What do they call it when they put they don't allow other people to use a title or something like that? And they're trying to legally create it. What's that called? It's not a copyright. It's lock in the name so nobody else can use it. Trademark it. And they're trying to trademark Coffee with Ken, which I bet if they did, my page has grown to the point that one of their attorneys would find me and try and get me to change my name. But the interesting thing is they're not able to trademark it because Mattel, the company that makes the Barbie and Ken dolls, is saying, hey, we have a trademark on the name Ken. But my thought, and I've seen stuff saying how that's silly, how can Barbie own the rights to the name Ken or Mattel own the rights to the name Ken? How can Coffee with Ken own the rights to the name Coffee with Ken? I did not even know their show existed. My name is Ken, and I am drinking coffee. How can they own the rights to that name? I think it's stupid, and I hope they don't win. I don't think Mattel should own the rights to the name Ken either, but I just don't know how you can trademark Coffee with Ken. Seems stupid. It's just what I'm doing. You read about that Ken doll deal. You're saying it's insane that a corporation could own the name Ken. Well, I think it's insane that anyone could own the name Coffee with Ken. You know, I think the concept is crazy. You know, they're not like finite where you gotta, get the name of a website or something like that. He can own the website name or the domain name. But to act like nobody else that's named Ken can have Coffee with Ken is stupid. Hey, Luis Roman sent me $4. That's the sweetest thing, Luis Roman. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I never did get that extra cup of coffee. And now we only have 2 minutes together. But it is a glorious audience. And it is hard for me to let you guys go, man. It's been such an easy show for me. Yeah, it's been such an easy show for me because I'm just drinking coffee and talking. So that's what I do. Oh. So anyway, it is Sunday morning. I can't tell you how excited I am about my day, having nothing on the schedule. I mean, some things on the schedule, just enough on the schedule that I get to go to church and sit in a big room and hopefully listen to some inspirational words, sip on some coffee, do some people watching, feel part of something bigger than me, and go at my own pace today, not have to be at work at 3 o'clock today. Again, I just finished a stint of working 7 days in a row, and it feels good to not be working today. And I'm excited about my day, and I hope you're excited about your day as well. Hope you are having a great weekend. It's hard for me because I also want to tell you you're looking forward to Christmas, but I think it's important to not look too far forward. I think it's important to strive for betterment of ourselves, but be okay with where we are today. Excuse me. And I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.